Hello and a warm welcome. You've joined us on Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. I'm Ashesha Advaryu. With me is Ankita Saxena, and this is a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. But before we get started, Ankita, good going for the Indian markets, isn't it?
Yes, in fact, Ashesha, we are holding pretty steady today. It is the monthly expiry day today, and amid that volatility also, we are managing to hold out pretty well today. In fact, if you look at Nifty right now, we are still holding above the 25,400 levels. We are hovering around the day's highest point. We are trading with gains of more than 0.5% on the Nifty. Nifty Bank has come off the day's highest point, 130 point from the day's highs, but nonetheless, it is still trading with gains of almost 0.5% in trade as well. Nifty Bank, in fact, financials are in very good stead. They are the top sectoral gainers. Look at Shriram Finance, Bajaj Finance, Jio Finance, ICICI Prudential, HDFC Life. They are all trading with gains of 1.5 to 2%. So the financials look in very, very good stead today. We also have Nifty Metal that's shining in trade today with gains of 0.8%. Nifty Energy is also in focus today with gains of 0.5% coming in. On the losing side, we have Nifty Realty that's trading with cuts of 1.5%. Nifty Media, that has been an outperformer, is also seeing some profit booking with cuts of 1.3%. So, and of course, the special mention for the broader markets that have been clear outperformers. Today, they are underperforming the benchmark indices. Bit of a selling pressure coming in. As far as the broader market is concerned, mid cap is trading with gains of just 0.1% and small cap is absolutely flat right now, but nonetheless holding out in the green. Largely a good day coming in there, Shesha.
That's absolutely a good day coming in for the markets, but let's get started with all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. On the technical side, we are now joined by Akshay Bhagwat, Senior Vice President Derivatives Research at JM Financial Services. And from our research desk, we have Rabinder now joining us. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. But first up, let's talk about cement stocks. They continue to be in focus today. The likes of Ultratech Cement, ACC, Ambuja. This on the back of a cement channel check report that Motilal Oswal has come out with, where they are saying that cement prices declined by about 1% on a month-on-month basis in the month of June, and this is on account of early onset of monsoon this year, which is likely to impact volumes as well. Seasonality factor played out because of the onset of monsoon. Unavailability of labor also impacted demand and prices in the month gone by. But remember, despite the fall that we have seen in the month of June, cement prices have risen by about 5% on a sequential basis for this quarter so far. And Motilal Oswal says that volumes are expected to be in low single digits on account of price hikes that the company had undertaken in the month of April and May this year. Although for the quarter, prices have risen by about 5% on a sequential basis. So on account of this report that Motilal Oswal has come out with, where they are saying that prices, although they've declined on a month-on-month basis in June, they've risen on a sequential basis. All of these cement stocks continue to be in focus today.
And we'll keep with the cement pack then. Declining crude prices will have a positive impact on the cement sector. That's the word coming in from market expert Hemang Jani. He also talks about the impact of monsoon on the sector. Let's go across and listen into what he has to say about the cement pack.
Cement is extremely well placed because of the underperformance that it had over the last 2-3 years. Most importantly, if you see at the industry level, there is a massive consolidation and there are two major players who have emerged. If you look at the numbers, I think operating profit per ton across majority of the companies is looking quite strong. And the fact that the crude price has actually come off whatever next they are at right now, surely will have some sort of a positive rubber. Only thing is that typically in the monsoon period, there is a little bit of low activity. So this quarter per se in terms of volume growth may not be great, but I think from a 6 to 12 months perspective, names like Ultratech, some of the southern cement companies, because remember in South India the overall demand supply situation is better and the pricing environment is much better. So something like Vajra Cement, Franco Cement, Sagar Cement, these are the better ones compared to some of the north or northwest based companies.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on the outlook for cement sector going forward. But let's put the spotlight on the auto sector then. Ashok Leyland. Akshay, you have picked up this stock for us. The stock is up nearly 1.5% today at 248. Where do you see the stock headed from current levels?
Good afternoon, Ashesha. So, yes, in the auto pack, this is one of the names which has a very strong technical setup. If you see the price structure, clearly 230 to 35 is the support zone which has been cemented. Last 4 days, we have seen a very strong pickup from the support zones. And even if you look at the rollovers or the data for the month of July, positive bets have been rolled, long bets have been rolled to the month of July. So, all in all, with today's intraday breakout at 245, this just sets up the stock for potential targets till around 265 to 270.
Alright, so that's Ashok Leyland on the charts. But moving on then to the next counter that is in focus today, and that is Dr. Reddy's Lab that is in focus. And Dr. Reddy's Lab is declining away in trade with cuts of almost more than 1.5%. In fact, it is on the back of a brokerage note by Citi that is maintaining a sell rating on Dr. Reddy's. Now they have reduced the target price to 1,040 rupees from an earlier 1,040 rupees to 990 rupees now. Now they feel that the GLP-1 market in Canada appears to be adequately penetrated with limited further growth potential. They're also expecting the generic semaglutide to be overly optimistic. A revenue drag of $750 to $780 million from the decline in G-Revlimid sales and lower PLI initiatives are likely to be difficult to offset. Dr. Reddy has been added to Citi's Pan-Asian focus list, but they're maintaining a sell rating on Dr. Reddy's and reduced the target price. So on the back of that downgrade coming in, Dr. Reddy's is trading with cuts of 1.6%.
Citi has downgraded the stock. The stock is sitting with a cut, but shifting focus to Texmaco Rail then. Rabinder, the company has won an order, isn't it?
Well, as Texmaco Rail is in focus on back of the order win, where company has back an order for manufacture and supply of wagons from Cameron, and the initial work order will be to supply 560 open top wagons, which will be completed in the two phases over the next 2 years. There will be a provision for addition 1040 wagons to be ordered in the subsequent phases. And apart from this, there is also a long-term maintenance contract for wagon supply by them for 20 years, and the total value of the contract was at 535 crore. So back of this order win, Texmaco Rail is in focus and stock is holding a gain of 4.5%.
Alright, on the back of that big order win, Texmaco Rail in focus with gains of 4.5%. Akshay, you've picked out NTPC for us. NTPC on the charts, tell us how does that look like? It is up 1.5% today also, but it hasn't done much in the last 6 months. It is in a corrective phase. It's consolidating. So from here on, do you expect it to pick up steam?
Absolutely, the stock has been consolidating, and if you see the peers, I think Tata Power has performed in this particular sector in the last couple of months. Somewhere NTPC price action has been subdued, but I believe looking at the price charts, looking at the strong bout of volumes which we had a couple of days back at the levels of 330, I believe a short-term support base has been set, and the stock now should see momentum getting back in prices, which can see the stock testing upside levels of 355 to 360 in the month of July.
Okay, so the stock could touch levels of 355 to 360 in the month of July. That's the word coming in on NTPC. But we need to slip into a very short break. We'll discuss many more buzzers on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Market Fatafat, a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. And first up, let's put the spotlight on Vodafone Idea. It has been in focus for the last several trading sessions, continues to be in focus today after the company says that it is aiming for loans to improve its network infra. In fact, it is looking to raise about $2.9 billion, and the company has cash reserves of about 9,930 odd crores as on the 31st of March. Now it is looking to raise additional funds, which will be via a mix of domestic and foreign loans with a 10-year tenure, and this will be led by State Bank of India. So on the back of these fundraising plans that the company has told the exchanges about, the stock is up nearly 2% in focus for the third consecutive session.
Alright, so that's Vodafone Idea that is in focus today. But let's move on to the next counter, and that is Maruti Suzuki. You picked out, Akshay. Maruti Suzuki, what do you see on the charts for this one? Good 17% returns coming in on Maruti from the auto pack. Tell us from here on, what do you see on the charts for Maruti?
So as mentioned, auto is one of the sectors which has been buzzing. There has been a lot of buying intent which we have seen in the last few trading sessions, and Maruti is one of the stocks where we like the setup which has a promise right now to go for 13,500. That's more of a trading target. This stock has been largely in a range, but when it moves, when it gathers momentum, when there is a technical breakout, you can easily see the stock picking up around 5 to 8% just within a very short time duration. A similar kind of setup is what we see on the charts, and the breakout zone is somewhere around 13,000. So right now at 12,750, we are eyeing targets till 13,200. That's a massive breakout at 13,200, but potentially looking at the broader setup, we believe Maruti is headed for targets till 13,500 to 13,750.
All right, moving on to the next counter that is in focus today, and that is Jio Financials. In fact, the entire financial pack is in focus today, and Jio Financial is also one of the top gainers. Now, Jio Financial Services announced that it has infused 190 crores in its payment bank subsidiary. Now, the company has been allotted 19 crore equity shares of 10 rupees each of Jio Payments Bank, a wholly owned subsidiary, for cash at power, aggregating to 190 crores. That's the regulatory filing exchange. That's what it said. Another transaction is between the company and its wholly owned subsidiary, and hence a related party transaction. On the back of this capital infusion into the payments business, Jio Financial Services is in focus today, trading with gains of more than 2.5% in trading.
But from one financial to another then, Shriram Finance, the stock is up nearly 2.5% in today's trading session. Akshay, you've picked up the stock for us. Tell us, where do you see the stock headed from the 692 level where it is currently trading?
Yeah, so for Shriram Finance Limited, if you look at the chart pattern, it's we have seen the stock consolidating since almost, you can say, the last 3-4 months. And even from a yearly perspective, there is time and again a strong resistance which we have seen at the levels of 720. Intraday, the stock is up 2.7%. Momentum is catching up strong, and in all likelihood, the immediate resistance of the target area is a revisit of 725, which is a massive resistance area for the stock. But the way the volumes are shaping up, the delivery volumes, the FNO setup in the option segment, all are making us believe that the levels of 725, which is a resistance which has held on for long, should eventually break out, and possible targets till 760 or 780 can be looked forward to.
All right, with that, it's time for us to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're getting you more buzzes on the other side. Stay tuned.